Yo, YouTube, Mr. T here, and today we're going to do the long-awaited second part of my ELD video, where we discuss the things we discussed in ELD, that new thing that our Minister of Education uh, said we needed to do. So I'm gonna take the sentence on my phone, and the first one is religion leads to conflict and war. About this for a bit, and what I think most people would say immediately say yes, and then giving examples in Syria, Israel, but also a lot of the Crusades and wars in the Middle Ages. I actually think that's not true because most of the time there is a other agenda that leads up to the conflict, and religion is just put forward as a justifier. For example, the Crusades were actually to reinsert power of European countries in the Middle East and thus their trade routes to India. And religion, and thus the reconquest of Jerusalem, was given as um, as a justifier because you can't just go to war. You can't now, and you could never. And um, And in Israel, for example, it's to control the entirety of the old British Mandate of Palestina. The Syria conflict, same. There is a war because different ethnic groups don't like each other in this country. So while initially you would think, yes, I don't agree with this sentence, given those examples, and given that if you'd search, you would find more examples on this. And next, they said people who work for the government who wear religious symbols um, push away neutral people, and this is one of the things that were actually put forth in the lessons. And I said on the side to say that it is true because, and most people said, "Why do you say this? That's unbelievable. How could you? It doesn't." And I said to them, "It doesn't frighten me, but I could see how it frightens others if you can others who are racist. I think if they come and stand in front of somebody who wears a religious symbol, I think that very much could impact their experience negatively." Next up, men and women are equal. This was also one that was in our class, and that was when actually one of the two where I wanted to stand in the middle. So if you remember from part one, you couldn't go and sit in the middle. It was either completely agree or completely disagree, which I vividly said that was a stupid idea, a stupid way of doing this. And I want to sit in the middle because while they should be equal, biologically they aren't. Um, for example, weight to muscle. Um, that comprehension is not equal, and the prestige in physical activities are not equal, while cognitive activities, for example, are just the same. But this was also a very controversial topic in room, and it was a really complicated topic, and I stood there for a while, and you had two people on both sides debating, but it was like a trend that someone of this side would just run to the chairs, take his chair with him, and sit as a third person. And while I was standing there, the debate was ongoing, and I was still deciding where I should sit because I didn't really want to sit because I was really in the middle because I agreed and disagreed at the same time. All of a sudden, everybody who disagreed with the sentence and everybody who agreed, which was like four people, stood up and came and sit down. So I said, "Miss, could I please be a moderator because this is gonna get out of hand?" And so I just went and be a moderator instead, which I'm happy because I think I would have been beaten up if I said the things I thought about as well. I believe in equality, and I am a very supporter of equality, but you could just can't deny the physical capabilities who are different. And then the last sentence is Your religion is binded to the place of birth. Just one word will relay this conversion. So yeah, and those were the last four sentences. And this isn't gonna be a long video. It wasn't a long video. It's either a short video, and I'm sorry for that. But actually on a time crunch a bit, so it's gonna be a bit of a shorter video. I hope you don't mind. But I have a very interesting project waiting for you guys. I'm gonna write my book, and we're gonna do when the next video I hope is gonna be a look at how this channel came to be. We're gonna look at all my inspirations, and of course just the previous year, because it is Christmas when you see this, or Christmas has already been, or it's just around the corner. So yeah, guys, I just also wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Um, I hope you have a wonderful time and Merry Christmas. That's all for you today. Mr. T out.